It might make it on YouTube. I don't know. But welcome to another season of Conversations Abroad. Season 2.
It should come closer.
So this is not the way it's going to look like, but we're just sort of testing it out. But anyway, I have my boys to my left. I have Wesley, and all the way down I have Josue. What's going on?
What's up? That was real awkward. Yes. Hey, guys, my name is Wesley Batista. Well, everybody knows me as Bless Wes. You can at Bless_Wes me at IG. I also just started a photography business.
Okay.
Hey, I love it.
I'm just...
All right.
My bad.
Just vibing over here. I started off my photography business at Wes Batista Photography. You can also find me at wesbatistaphotography.com. But you'll find me at Wes Batista Photography on IG. And yeah, we are here. Let's go.
Let's do it. So my name is Josue Robles, and right now actually I'm a full-time student at 38, so back in school. But I do have a fitness page, just to talk a little. It's more like a fitness blog page where I just encourage others, talk about mental health and physical health. So you could give me a follow at Your Fitness NJ on social media platforms. I'm trying to do something on TikTok, do some like skits and stuff like that. Just only got one up there, but more to come.
And if you guys don't know me, my name is Argenis. I'm a missionary. I started this podcast in Mozambique with my wife. We live in Africa, and we lived there for 2 years. And I made this podcast called Conversations Abroad. And we actually, Skyped a lot of friends or Zoomed video conferenced a lot of friends. And the purpose of this podcast was to give a highlight to our missions, and missions in a sense as you as a Christian, how do you look at your community as a missionary? And I asked, and there was a lot of great episodes that I have with missionaries around the world. You have, Javan Briggle from Belgium. You also have Nick Serban from Thailand. You had guys from Japan and South Africa. So it was the podcast. The reason I did it was because it was a passion of mine. So here I am today with the best 3 people I know, my friends, the squad.
You. Yeah, man, in case you didn't know that he doesn't know how to count, but including himself.
He's referring to himself as a third person. It's okay to do that.
So this is going to be our introduction of what we're going to do, and we're going to talk a little bit about different topics. How do we bring the Christian world into the workplace? Since we're talking about the workplace, what do you guys do as far as being a Christian in your workplace? I know for me that sometimes being in the secular world, it could be hard sharing your faith because your first and foremost thought is to work, and you want to be a good example by working, but also you also want to be that light. You also want to share your story, and one thing that I've learned is lead by example. But what about you guys? You got any experiences, anything like that?
For me, I think one I guess approach that I try to take is always try to find common ground with the person, because sometimes it could be a little I guess weird if you just are very forward, I guess, with the person.
Yeah, build that rapport first. Yeah.
So I always try to find common in all my conversations. If I'm talking to somebody, I work from home, so I'm constantly on the phone with people on Zoom. So at my company, they have people all over the country. So I was trying to find out, hey, what state are you in, and just try to see anything in common. But I think as we get to know each other, if I've worked with that person multiple times, then you can kind of gauge where they're at, and maybe God allows for me to share. But I think the most part is kind of feeling everything out first. It's kind of like weird if you just are forward and then kind of throw people off.
Yeah, I agree with that. And one of my biggest things is definitely, which you kind of hit it, Argenis, you said lead by example. My thing is that there's unfortunately some Christians out there who have given bad examples, and because of that, when you are in a new workplace, let's say, that's your opportunity to take away that stigma, to take away that stereotype of Christians. One, you can show that just because I'm Christian doesn't mean I have to be stuck up, and I can laugh, I can enjoy, I can have a good time, and then also show that just because I'm a Christian doesn't mean I'm going to be a Bible thumper, having the Word of God always in their face, but just kind of be more chill, and like you said, like Wesley said, get to know them, build that rapport, but then lead lead by example. Show them what a true Christian lives by. And when they start seeing that and you giving testimony, that in itself is going to speak volumes.
For me, I find myself at a place where, as a missionary, we come back and we're doing what's called the itineration, raising funds. My wife, what she does is she focuses on the missions things, and what I do is I help out with raising money. And one of those ways is, videography and being an entrepreneur. But the one thing that I found myself praying, and the one desire that I have is, when I landed here in America, I didn't want it to be like an on and off switch where I'm in Africa and I'm spreading and I'm helping with the good news, or I'm having that one-on-one encounter. But I'm always I always pray to God, and I ask, how could I be effective into meeting that new person, into having that discussion? And for me, that's where I get the most fulfillment.
Definitely. That's good. And and the fact that you're saying it doesn't turn off, like when we go into a workplace, that doesn't turn off. We don't stop being Christians. And sometimes people think that they have to live two lives, and separate it. So just because you're not in Africa, you don't stop being a missionary. Like that's still your call, and you're still a missionary. Whether you're in Africa or in Jersey, you're still a missionary. Absolutely. So that's good that you have that.
Yeah, it's important, especially like your relationship with the Lord. I think when I really truly feel like you'll sense when God wants you to speak to someone at a particular moment in time. You have opportunities just to be able to speak into someone just casually or whatever it is. But I do believe that there are certain moments where God has appointed you to, hey, this is your time, right? This is where I need you right now, or this is where I'm going to use you.
One of those
right
God
now.
moments.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we could share stories of what we used to do as young. All right, let's put it this way. Got in the workplace as a young Christian. Yeah. We all went through it.
Definitely.
And now how we view it as an older Christian.
As a more mature.
Yeah. Because back in the day, I would be like, let's say in college. And college for me is young. I'm 40 now. So
I'm a late bloomer.
I graduated back in 2006.
You just said you were 38 years old, right?
Yeah, I'm a late bloomer.
I'm getting there too.
So think about it. Like for me, in college, I would walk in the cafeteria and I'd be like, I'll ask God, but God, who do you want me to speak to today? Who do you want me to spread the gospel to today? And now literally, like I remember walking into the cafeteria and be like, who's? And then I would just see somebody sitting by themselves, and I'd go and sit with them.
Yeah. No, it's true. I think when you're a younger Christian, you have that fire, and I'm not saying that as a mature Christian you can't have it, because you do have it, but I think you do find more mature ways of sharing the gospel, but you can't stop. Like when I first got saved, it was like a 180 radical turn. So I was talking to everybody about God, but I pushed away a lot of my friends, So later, as I started maturing, I learned, and I'm like, okay, so I got to ease back a little bit, and like you said, wait for that God moment, wait for those right topics and right times, and then they come to you sometimes. They'll come to you and ask you for help. They ask you for prayer, or they lost someone in their family. They're asking you for prayer because they know, wait, that guy Josue, like he's always, he's like a Christian, and I see him pray for his food, or I see him do this, or I see him bring his Bible to work. So you know what? Let me go to him because I need prayer. And so they'll seek you out, and that opens the door for you.
I actually have a funny story. When I first came into Christianity, I felt in my heart that God was saying, like, okay, you're gonna go out and you're gonna like make disciples and you're gonna talk to people. So I picked the weirdest. I had no wisdom at all. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna take a train at 9 p.m. I'm gonna start preaching about the gospel. So I found myself in a park, and there was just one guy that was just walking his dog, and it was at nighttime. So I go up to him and I was like, hey, excuse me, can I talk to you about Jesus Christ? And the guy just looked at me, I gotta go. So I think one valuable lesson is you have to be aware of your surroundings, and you have to be like emotionally intelligent too, because if a person looks creeped out and just see a weirdo out of everything, I don't think he's gonna be very receptive.
Especially late at night in the park, poor guy probably ran home like, they trying to mug me. He went home.
You were in Central Park, you never came out alive. But it's true, because I remember as a youth growing up in my old church, as a teenager, our youth leader would take us at night. I mean, think about it. It's like late at night, 7:30, 8 o'clock. It's pitch black dark, and we're going in downtown area where the homeless are, and we're trying to preach the gospel. I mean, we could preach the gospel, but I'm just saying, you gotta be a little careful.
Yeah,
You know how you do
yeah.
things, and you're a youth leader with a bunch of underage kids, right? The youth leader is probably the only one that's overage, and taking them to these areas to preach the gospel, which is, you know, obviously we're there to preach the gospel and everything, but you gotta be take some
Yeah,
precautions.
absolutely.
Have some head on your shoulders.
Yeah.
If this made it on YouTube, congratulations. This is our very first YouTube video, our very first podcast. So what you
Sounds
guys
like
think?
you should put applause right there.
Yeah, which number is it?
1, 2.
There we go. Yes. Thank you. Live from New York City.
It's the. No.
It's the
So I have a question going back to that park thing. I don't know if you want to edit this in or not.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
My question is, was this during the same time period where you created your own banner and then put it on a pole and ran around the whole church and the banner said Jesus on it? Was
yeah. So
that was an awesome time.
So us three sitting at this table, we grew up in a not very Pentecostal, not very old school Latino type of church, but we do have our Hispanic heritage. So just to give you guys a backstory about the type of Christian lifestyle we lived, or the Christian culture that we live. So the pastor at the time, Pastor Carmelo Roman, was like, when I went to church, I had no idea about church. So I took everything literally that he said during his preaching. And he says, it's a shame that people go to football games and they have banners and they say, "Go God, go," and they're not excited for church. So I took it literally, and I came next Sunday.
It all makes sense.
And I tore a T-shirt, and I got like a wooden stick or something like that, and I put "Go Jesus Go," and everybody in the church was just looking at me like I'm a sort of weirdo. So I came into a church kind of like a black sheep, and everyone's been going there for a long time. And but
Dude,
yeah, that's
I
just
loved it.
So you're like the streaker, like running across
with the banner.
yeah. I
That
had
said
the paint
Jesus
under
on
my
it.
shirt, and they tackled
It
me.
was great.
But yeah, so it was great being with you guys. We hope so. In this podcast, you're gonna see a lot of different topics and discussion. We just love what we do. I think what we have inside of us, we let it shine, but we have different things. We're going to talk to you about, security guards and stuff like that. We're going to talk to you about TikTok videos. We're going to talk about different topics. So we hope to have a lot of fun over here. But if this is your first time listening, thank you so much. We hope that you could subscribe and hit that bell for further notifications, and be in tune for the next episode. Take care, guys. Thank you for watching another episode of Conversations Abroad. If you want to see our previous episodes, you can click on the thumbnail. If you want to see future content on what we provide, you can click on the subscribe button, hit the bell for further notification. Thank you for watching.